So I first met Andy through a book, and I was in Utah, and I was at Liberty Park, and in a display case there was a book about No One Goes It Alone, and I read it in about 2 days because it was such a gripping story. Later on, that when I was a volunteer and serving on the Intermountain Sections board, Judge Valdez was on the board with me. And I got to see during that time as a volunteer on the ITA board some amazing things and some exceptional leadership exhibited by Judge Valdez. Andy, I can't think of a nicer person, a more sincere person, but also a fierce competitor on the tennis court. I hope he's my partner, not my opponent. Andy, I look forward to many, many years working with you in a leadership role with our section.
Judge Valdez deserves the John Messick Award because of his contributions at the Intermountain level. He was on the Intermountain board that saw major change at the leadership level. And he's also been one of the few Intermountain volunteers that's been on the national board, which is a huge honor for our section. I think most importantly, thank you, both for the time that you've dedicated at the sectional level and the national level, and for inspiring a number of.
Judge Valdez is the kindest, most available individual I know when it comes to being compassionate, being loving, having a warmth presence. And that's the one thing I love about Judge Valdez, because when he walks in the room, you feel comforted, but yet you know that you're with someone who really cares about what you're doing. The Intermountain section is so lucky to have Judge Valdez as a member because it's all about promoting the game. He's constantly trying to get youth, young individuals who may be troubled, to pick up a racket and try the sport. But also he's an avid player, so he's also going out and playing with a lot of adults and making sure that they're staying engaged in the sport and bringing them to different events. He's traveling to events. But when he's going around the country, he's always been such a great representative of Intermountain section.
Oftentimes in low-income communities, children are not exposed to the university. Andy and his brother James were newspaper boys in Salt Lake City, and this is how he met the businessman who taught him how to play tennis. And he has always attributed his opportunity to get an education to tennis. He's always been a great leader. First year I met him, he spoke at one of the student conferences, and he was so motivating. The young students were standing up and cheering, but what he talked about was the importance of education. And at that time, he was only 19 years old. As far as the leadership, he's not afraid to do the right thing.